Okay. What is up, Netflix fans? Welcome back to the channel. As you guys know, I'm reviewing any and everything I can find on Netflix, and today we are talking about the brand new Bo Burnham special called Inside. This is the first special I've been able to talk about. I love Bo Burnham and pretty much everything that he does, whether it be behind the camera directing a film, his writing, his work on movies in general, or his specials. And Inside is the first special he's done in 5 years. We're going to talk about whether or not it lives up to the hype, even though I didn't really know much about this going in. Let's talk about it. So in 2013, Bo Burnham comes out with his first comedy special, What? After that, in 2016, Make Happy, and the man got his start on YouTube, performing some of the most hilarious and memorable songs in recent memory. And now we return to Bo Burnham's magnificent brain with Inside. And comparing this to other pandemic projects, well, it's very different because I've seen numerous pandemic TV shows and movies, a lot of them at film festivals over the past year, where they've tried to figure out how to shoot something or how to come up with an idea with all of these restrictions or making it have to do with the pandemic. And the majority of those movies, they've been, one or two have been good, but most of the pandemic-related content that we've gotten so far, it just hasn't been the best. And now we have Bo Burnham's brand new comedy special. He's going to use this time for lots of jokes. We're going to get lots of your classic Bo Burnham tunes. Or is he going to bring in this artistic flair, one that we know him for well with his other shows? I think his stand-up shows on stage are some of the best and most well-put-together shows I've seen, well, maybe ever. And I'm not just talking about the editing, I'm talking about the production in general, whether it be the way that he utilizes lights or sound bites or editing jokes, and we've got one in here as well. But I think it's also brilliant. But this time he doesn't have the audience to work off of. This time he's doing it all and progressively and slowly almost falling into this state of hopelessness and madness at the end of the special, and playing on all of these things in everyday life, whether it be people on the internet, individuals on Instagram, Bo Burnham himself trying to stay sane while staying inside, and a lot of things that a lot of people had to go through over the last year. And he hits on very important subjects and topics, as he has always done, whether it be suicide or staying mentally strong. And of course, he has his jokes. He's a comedian. And I went into the special expecting to laugh, maybe even more than I did, because a lot of the time with Bo Burnham, it's these gut-busting laughs that you can't help but to just sit back and think of how creative the man is as an artist. But this time around, we're not laughing as much as we are getting this haunting and chilling feeling as you're watching this man go through something, trying to figure all of this out. And I love how he'll cut to himself actually watching the process, and say we get a music video. Well, 5 seconds later, we'll see Bo Burnham watching that music video, and it's all about the process and his state of mind and his face as it slowly changes from a little bit of enthusiasm in the midst of the skit, and then you cut back to him doing this behind the scenes. Well, not technically behind the scenes, it's part of the show, but it's also brilliantly put together, and we see the state of mind of someone who would be doing something like this. But with any other comedian, I feel like there's a different state of mind. With Bo Burnham, his intentions are very clear here. It is very clearly satire, but it's honest satire, mixed with social commentary, mixed with, of course, those gut-busting laughs, which maybe we don't get as much of during this special. But I think I was more intrigued with this special as it was playing out, and maybe even more fascinated because of the process that went into it. He says it multiple times throughout the show. I've been working on this for 6 months. I've been working on this for a year. And as the special progresses, we see that slow decline, at least how he portrays it on screen. And it was really incredible to watch, and getting all of these introspective points across while making fun of them at the same time is not an easy task. This is a very difficult thing he's doing, and like I said, dealing with topics that in the wrong hands could come across in the worst way. But I always see Bo, and I think he has the best intentions in mind. Now, look, he makes fun of stuff in this special that I've done. All right, he makes fun at one point of reactors reacting to other videos, and obviously I do that on this channel. I do trailer reactions, and seeing what he's able to do here is genuinely hilarious because it does kind of speak to the culture that we're in. And then he also does this. He does this video game playthrough because, every other person that I know is a gamer. And look, I love doing it as well. But just to see kind of his mindset when it comes to things like that and playing through this very hilariously satirical level with himself inside, unable to do anything but cry. I mean, it's funny, but at the same time, I'm sitting back going, I'm uncomfortable. But I'm uncomfortable in the best way. I'm uncomfortable in a way that makes me feel like, well, I don't know if I should be laughing right now. I am, but it almost feels like Bo's watching you. He has that intense gaze, that intense stare, where you start laughing and you're like, I don't know if Bo, I think Bo wants us to laugh. So you're laughing, and then Bo gets serious, and then you get serious. And that's the kind of command that he has on screen. He has it on stage, and we know he has it on stage. But with a special like this, he's able to go back to his YouTube roots, where it's just him and his music and his technology and his editing skills, and he brings all of that together to create just one of the most engaging experiences I've had all year. And like I said, the music itself is great. There is one skit that was a standout for me when I talk about social commentary. This was definitely in there, but it's Bo Burnham and a sock puppet, and he's singing to the sock puppet, and he's playing on the fact that this is supposed to be something cutesy and for kids, and then it gets really grotesque and dark, as Bo Burnham often does. And he's talking about going into this state when he pulls the sock puppet off of his hand and how dark that gets, along with the lyrics themselves. And I found that to be one of the most genuinely funny, but again, it's not like that laugh out loud funny. You just want to keep watching. You can't turn away from the screen. And there's also this do-it-yourself, like how he's putting all of this together, flair to this production and seeing that process. And it's almost this behind-the-scenes look combined with this almost study of a man who has to stay inside, and we see that's almost the storyline here. I mean, it feels like a movie at times. It feels like there is a genuine storyline, and as the movie progresses, there is almost this character arc. Well, there is a character arc, and seeing the glow in his eyes at a point, man, Bo really knows how to, well, he knows how to do a lot of things, but he really knows how to end a special. I always just look forward to seeing how he's going to wrap things up next. And at a point, you're thinking he's wrapping it up, and then he kind of pulls back and then goes for that punch at the end. And I thought he really nailed it this time around. Again, it's not your average comedy special. Bo is brutally honest in this special, and it has always been about Bo being this way with his audience and bringing up points that you don't often see comedians bring up, and he does that. But again, he does it in a way to where sometimes it's going for the joke, other times it's going for the emotions of the audience, and it sounds like I'm trying to be overly, Bo is going for this really special thing, but at the end of the day, he just wants us to smile. We learned that in his other special. He just wants us to laugh. And guess what, Bo? I know you're not watching this, but let me tell you, you made me laugh, you made me smile, you made me feel things, you made me think, you made me look at what you're doing and some things that I do, and I'm just like, man, I love this. I love when a comedian and an actor and someone in any industry, but anyone like that, can come out and just showcase yourself and be yourself, but at the same time entertain us. So for that, I want to say thank you. And for that, I want to say Inside is genuinely just fascinating, and I loved it. And this, it's hard to say it's my favorite Bo Burnham special. I've probably seen that 8 to 9 times, but it is definitely in that realm of potentially being my favorite one. I know I'm going to watch it again. It was magnificent. Austin, criticisms, nitpicks. Okay, maybe one song went on a bit too long. Maybe there was 1 or 2 skits that didn't work entirely well, but an experience like this, my score is going to be a 95%. How do I not go that high with something that I was just locked in on, in love with the way he put this together? It's so simple. There's so much beauty in that simplicity. I did not mean for this review to be this serious, but my goodness, man. The guy makes you think that's the way it goes, and Bo Burnham, 5 years. It has been too long. I know you had 8th grade, and you were an incredible and promising young woman. Come on. We need more. We need more, and we know we're getting more. We know he's working on projects. But this guy, I have been following his career for so long. This was wonderful. If you don't know who Bo Burnham is, watch all three of his specials, 2013, 2016, 2021, and then go check out his projects. This is not sponsored by Bo Burnham. I'm so fascinated with this guy. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are truly the best. Come back this week. Plenty of reviews as always. June is going to be an awesome month, and I'll see you soon.